All right, chapter 4 is talking about conics. Remember yesterday we talked about we have circles, we have hyperbolas, parabolas, and ellipses. Yesterday we talked about, given the equation of a parabola, finding the focus, the directrix, the vertex, that sort of a thing. Which way does the parabola open? Towards the focus, away from the directrix. What is the p-value? It's the distance from where? From the vertex to the focus, or from the vertex to the directrix, right? Just depends on the directions. X squared parabola is open which way? Up and down, good. Y squared opens left and right, right? Those are really important things to remember. So today we're going to do the opposite. Today we're going to be given the directrix, the vertex, that sort of thing, and we're going to write the equations. We're just backwards, right? So all of these pages are really important for you guys not to memorize, but to familiarize yourself with. Maybe screenshot it and put it next to problems so you can refer back to it. But remember, there's different ways that we look at this depending upon the vertex. If the vertex is 0, 0, that means your parabola doesn't move from where? The origin, okay? So it's up and down, left or right. The way that it opens, but it's not moving anywhere. The only thing you really have to worry about is that 4p value in the front. So it says use the info to find p and the direction the parabola is facing, and then plug p into the equation. We'll explain this in a second. But the best thing to do is when you have an equation or when you have the information is to draw yourself a little picture. If you draw a picture, these things are a lot easier to deal with. The second one just talks about when the vertex is not at the origin, right? What is the h and the k? Remind me what h and k are. It's the vertex, the h and the k. The h is which value of the vertex? The x, and the k is which value? The y, okay? So just make sure you guys are putting everything together. All right, so let's look at some problems. Where is the vertex for these two? 0, 0. So let's talk about that for a second. What do my two equations look like if my vertex is at 0, 0? X squared equals what? 4py. Or, what's the other one? Y squared equals what? 4px, okay? That's good things to remember. Which way does the x squared open? Up or down, good. So up or down, think about it that way. Y squared opens left and right, okay? Everybody with me? And let's think about our p-value. If your parabola opens left and right, if it opens left and right, which way are you moving from your focus to your directrix, from your focus to your vertex? If your parabola is opening left to right, which way are you moving? X. The x-axis, good. If your parabola is opening up and down, which way are you moving to get from the vertex to the focus, up or down, right? It affects the y, okay? So just make sure you guys are paying attention to that. So my suggestion to you is to look at the information that is given to you, kind of digest it, and draw a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, where is my vertex? Right here at the origin, right? That's my vertex. And where is the focus? At 2, 0. So right there. You guys agree? Does everyone agree? So now let's think about how much information we know right now. Which way does this parabola open? Why is it to the right? I totally agree. Why is that? Towards the focus. You see how important that is to remember, towards the focus. That just, by giving you guys those 2 points, you know exactly what your parabola looks like. So if you're going to write the equation of this parabola, which equation are we going to use? X squared or y squared? Y squared, okay? So y squared equals 4px. All right, now let's think about this. P is, remind me again what P is? The distance from where? The vertex to the focus. Or the perfect. So think about it, guys. Can you count? How far is it from V to F? 2. Is it positive 2 or negative 2? Look how easy that was, guys. Y squared equals 4 times, what's our P? Positive 2x. Can I simplify that? Yep. Y squared equals what? 8x. Now, if I just said if you guys just looked at this and I said write the equation, that's hard to do. But if you write down the information, it's like, oh, it kind of just jumps right into your face. It's really not that bad. Does that make sense? right, let's try another one. All right, vertex is where? At 0, 0. We love those. There's my vertex. Now, what other important piece of information did they tell me? The focus is at 0, 3/8. Where is that? 0, 3/8, right here. That's my focus. All right, so how much information did that give me? A whole bunch. Which way does this parabola open? Up. Why is it up? Because it goes towards the focus. What if they told me the directrix was at 3/8? Which way would the parabola open? Down. Perfect. Because it goes away from the directrix, right? All right, so think about this. What kind of a parabola do I have? An x squared or a y squared? It's an x squared. Perfect. So it's x squared equals 4py, right? So the only thing I need to know is that p value. Well, how far is it from the vertex to the focus? It's 3/8. It's a fraction. Does that matter? No. Can I simplify this? X squared equals 12 over 8y, which becomes 3 over 2y. Okay, good. What's another way you might see that written? Okay, you could write 1 and 1/2. What's another way you could write it without any fractions? Say it that way. No, not with a decimal. Without any... Yep. You might see it as 2x squared equals 3y. Did we start off yesterday with a problem that looked like that? And what was the first thing I said to do? Get the x squared by itself, right? So go backwards. So you might see it either way. I would prefer it this way. But you might see it written something like that. Because remember, part of your test is going to be a multiple choice. All right, how do we feel? All right, we're going to run through the next two fairly quickly. Vertex is where at the next two? 0, 0. Now you're like, oh, this one's easy. All right, here's my vertex at 0, 0. My focus is at 2/3 0. Where's that? Up, down, left, right. It's to the right. I'm going to put it over here, right? 2/3. It doesn't have to be, we don't need specific tick marks. You don't have to put it right next to the V that you can't even see. Just so you have an idea. So this is my focus, right? Remind yourself for the 19,000th time, which way does our parabola open? Towards the focus. So this is going which direction? To the right. Do you guys see how helpful it is to draw a tiny little picture? Really tells you what's going on. So which which equation am I going to use? X squared or y squared? Y squared equals 4p times x. Again, what is the p value? It's the distance from where? Vertex to the focus. Good. So I have y squared equals 4 times what? 2 over 3x. So y squared equals 8 over 3x. Yep. That's another way I could write it. 3y squared equals 8x. The reason I'm saying that, guys, is because when you have a multiple choice test, it might look like this one. I don't want you to say, we've never seen that before. Yes, you have. Go through the steps. What's the first thing we did yesterday? We had a number in front of our y squared or x squared. We got rid of it. Make sense? Okay. This one exactly the same or a little different? A little different, but that's okay. We're going to go about it the same way. Where is the vertex? At 0, 0. Right there at 0, 0. It says, on the vertical axis, vertex 0, 0, passes through the point -2, 12. -2, 12. Well, interesting. Where is the point -2, 12? Let's think about where that is. It's left and then up, correct? And what does this parabola do? What does it do? What does it say? Read it. Passes through. What does that mean? Not a line. What's the shape of a parabola? It's a U, but if something passes through a point, it does what? It goes through it, right? So that's telling you the direction. Everybody see that? They didn't give us the focus of the directrix, but they gave us a point that's on the parabola. So now, what did that tell me? Which equation to use, correct? Which one? X squared equals 4py. All right, now, because it's going up. So now we're like, okay, well, P is the distance from the vertex to the directrix to the focus, but we don't know what either of those things are. Anybody have an idea?
Well, if it's on x squared, maybe it's 12. That's the focus.
Okay, good thinking. Good thinking. I like the thing that you're thinking, but it's not 12 right here. It passes through that point, -2, 12. It passes through the point. What do you think? Do you think that that point is important information? What can I do with this x value and this y value? I can plug it in and find what? P. What's the x value that they gave me? We did this before with a line. So -2 squared equals 4 times p times 12. Okay. Can we solve this? Yeah, what's -2 squared? 4 equals, what's 4 times 12? What is it? 48p. And now what? Divide by 48. Good. That's a very common mistake. It's okay. So what is p? 1/12. What does that tell you? What is p again? Remind me. I'm going to ask you guys every single time so it gets in your brain. What is p? The distance from where? Vertex to the focus. Is this asking you where the focus is? Is this asking you where the vertex is? No, we already know where the vertex is. But could you guys plot the focus? Yes, you would just go up 1/12. But that's not what they're asking. They're asking for the equation. So now I know the equation is x squared equals 4 times what? 1/12 y. Simplify that. X squared equals 4 over 12y. X squared equals what? 1/3 y. What's another way we could write it? 3x squared equals y. So when they give you, it's just like when we had our parabola and we were writing in vertex form. Remember they gave you the vertex and then a point passing through and you had to find the a value? Exact same thing, just we're finding the p value here. So if they give you the vertex and a point on the parabola, go ahead and throw it into the equation, you can find p. All right, now things are going to change a little bit. How do they change a little bit? Because the vertex is not at 0, 0. Nothing is going to change with what we did. First of all, let's write at the top. I just want you guys to remember. What are my two equations? It's x minus what? H or k? X minus h squared equals what? 4 times y minus k. Okay. And then the other one is y minus k squared equals 4 times x minus h, all right? Write that 1,000 times if you need to. I doubt that will be given to you on a test or a quiz. So let's think about this. Well, first thing we should do, if there is on a picture, you should draw one. So my vertex is at 1, so over 1 and then down 3. 2, 3. There's my vertex. And then they told me another really important piece. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Over 1, up 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Thank you. And then my focus is at -1, 3. So let's think about where that is. -1, up 3. That's my focus. Why is that super helpful? Because why? Tell me. One more time. Quit whispering at me. Tell me.
Oh, it goes towards the focus.
Well, where's our parabola open? Everybody! Towards the focus. It's the morning. So look, my parabola is going to go this way. Woohoo! That is a lot of information that we know now, huh? Which equation am I using? Y squared or x squared? So y minus k squared equals 4 times x minus h. You guys agree? All right, well, we already know one piece of information. What's that? What can I fill in already? What's my vertex, guys? It's 1, 3. This is my h, this is my k. If I were you, I'd write those letters on top so you don't make a silly mistake. This would be y minus what? 3, and then what goes on that parenthesis? Squared. That's super important. And then I have, did I forget the p here? Yeah, there should be a p there. I forgot. Equals 4p times x minus what? 1? Okay. What is that p-value? What is the p-value? Remind me again, what is p? But p is the distance from where? The vertex to the focus. The vertex to the focus. What is that affecting? The x value or the y value? X, left and right. You guys can mathematically do it, or you can count. How far did I go from here to here? 2 spaces. Did I go to the left or to the right? To the left, so it makes it negative, correct? So this becomes 4 times negative 2 times x minus 1. If you did it mathematically, you could look at this and say, okay, I went from negative 1 to positive 1. Correct? I went from negative 1 to positive 1, or from positive 1 to negative 1, whatever. How many spaces is that? It's not 0, guys. You moved from positive 1 to negative 1. You have to think of that. How many spaces did you move? You moved 2. So this becomes y minus 3 squared equals what? Negative 8 times x minus 1. Do not distribute. Do not distribute. You want to leave it in this form. Everybody with me? All right, let's look at the next one. All different ways you're going to see this. Oh, we're back where? Oh, we love when our vertex is right here at 0, 0. This is awesome. How's this one a little bit different? The directrix. Okay, they told me the directrix is at y equals 1. So here's 1 right here. And it's a line, right? This is at y equals 1. I'm going to go ahead and plot something else that's really important. Where's my focus? At negative 1. Very good. How come you knew the focus was at negative 1? Because it's the opposite of the directrix. Perfect. So now look at what we have. We have our direction. Which equation am I using? X squared equals 4py. Could I use the other one where the h and the k are in the formula? Absolutely, because what are your h and k? 0 and 0, so it doesn't matter. So we have here x squared equals 4 times. What's my p-value? How far is my vertex from my focus? Negative 1. Very good. There's a couple reasons why I put my focus on there. 1, so I see I'm moving from 0 down 1. Right? Some of you might have said 1 because you said, oh, well, the vertex is 1 step away from the directrix. That is true, but think about it. Your parabola opens which way? Towards the focus. But another thing that is helpful when you draw the picture is you see it's going downwards, so you see it should be negative. So this is x squared equals what? Negative 4y. Good. 2 more, right? Oh, no, just kidding. 4 more. All right, where are we at? Same thing. Where's my focus? I'm sorry, where's my vertex? 0, 0. What information did they give me? The directrix is at x equals 4. What kind of a line is that? Vertical, right here at 4. This is x equals 4. I'm going to go ahead and put what else on my picture? I'm going to put my focus. Where's my focus? At negative 4, 0 is my focus. Good. Which way is your parabola open? In that way. So what kind of my equation is going to be what? Y squared equals 4px. Okay, so I have y squared equals 4 times. How far is it from the vertex to the focus or from the vertex to the directrix? How many units? It's 4. Either way, it's 4. But we're opening towards the focus. Which way are we opening? To the left or to the right? To the left. That's why it's negative 4. And then I have my x. And then we simplify. Y squared equals negative 16x. This is not as bad as it was yesterday, is it? Okay. All this is you just have to practice it a million times. Helps. Where's my vertex? Oh, yes. Oh, point passing through. What did we do when we had just had a problem like that? The point passing through. You're going to plug it in, right? We're going to plug it in, but we passed it through. I like that. Where we need to know where this is passing through. Where is negative 2? Negative 2. It's here, yeah? So why is that important? Well, look, it shows you which equation to use. Is this an x squared or a y squared? X squared, good. I don't know the p-value, but I can find it out because they gave me a point, didn't they? What was the point? Negative 2, negative 2? All right, well, that's real easy. I'll just say negative 2 squared equals 4 times negative 2y. What's negative 2 squared? Positive 4. What's 4 times negative 2? Negative 8y. Now, be careful with this, guys. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Some of you will make a really silly mistake and be like, oh, good, it's negative 2. Is it negative 2? No, you're dividing both sides by what? Negative 8. You're not dividing both sides by 4, yeah.
Aren't we left with p because we...
Sorry, I put the wrong letter. So now I divide both sides and I get my p equals negative 1/2. I was thinking in my mind the common mistakes you guys make, and then I made one. So I have my p-value now, yeah? X squared equals 4 times negative 1/2 times y. X squared equals negative 4 over 2y, which is negative 2y. Now think about this, guys. If my parabola is opening downward or it's opening left, my equation should have what in it? A negative. That's why pictures are really good. They can help you go back and check. They can help you visualize what your graph should look like. It's very, very helpful to draw what? A picture. All right, 2 more and then we're done. All right, my vertex here. Oh, they moved it. Why did they move it? Just to be mean? But they gave me a vertex and a focus, so I could easily figure out what value if I know the vertex and the focus. What value can I use? I know you guys are working on it, and that's fine, but answer my questions, please. What can I find if I know the vertex and the focus? What's the value that's really important in every formula I need? Not the h and the k, the p. Yep, they're giving me the p when they give me these two things. But look, yes, this is the h and the k, so let's plot it. So I go over 3 and up 2, yeah? There's my vertex. You are correct. I do have my h and my k. If my focus is at 1, 2, I go over 1 and up 2. This is my focus. So guys, look. Which way does your parabola open? To the left. Did you plot the 2 points?
Yeah. Oh, it has to go through.
It's going to go towards the focus. So I know now which equation to use, and I know that my p-value is going to be positive or negative. Negative. Why? Because it's, God, you guys are so smart. So I have y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h. The more you write that, the easier it gets. Look, I wrote my h and my k above my vertex just so I don't make a silly mistake. When I fill this in, I have y minus, what's my k value? 2 squared equals 4 times p, and then x minus 3. What would happen if something in my vertex was negative? When I plugged it in the formula, it would become what? Positive. Okay, good. So my p-value, well, 2 things. You guys, now that you have a picture, and they're all whole numbers, can you count? How far is it from f to v or v to f? How many units? 1. Oh, it's 2. Now, if your graph isn't great, that's fine. Think about it. From your vertex to your focus, are you moving left to right, or are you moving up and down? Left to right. So what is that, the x or the y?
Wait, are you counting from the focus to your vertex or the vertex to the...
It doesn't matter. I'm asking how many units it is away.
2.
Okay, but I'm asking, is that affecting the x value of your ordered pair or your y value? If you're moving left and right.
X?
The x. So notice, guys, you could say 3 minus 1 is 2, or you guys could say 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Mathematically, guys, it's 2 units. I don't really care if you count which one way or the other. We know it's negative 2 because it's going which direction? To the left. What do you notice about the y value? It's the same. If you guys pay attention to little things like that. Obviously, your p-value is going to be the numbers that are different, right? Because we're moving from one space to another. From 2 to 2, you didn't move anywhere. So I know my p-value here is negative 2. So this is y minus 2 squared equals 4 times negative 2 times x minus 3. Simplify it one little bit more. Y minus 2 squared is negative 8 times x minus 3. How do we feel? We okay? All right, last one. Ooh, how's this one a little different? I don't have the vertex, do I? Okay. Trying to get tricky on us, right? So here's my focus is at 0, 0. And my directrix is at y equals what? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, in order to write the equation, I need two things. What do I need? The vertex, and I need the p-value. Well, I don't have either of those. Can I figure them out? Which way, just by plotting these two things, which way do I know my parabola is opening? Why is it down? Towards the focus and away from where? The directrix. Good. So I know that I'm going to use this equation. X minus what? H squared equals 4p y minus k. Okay, great. How do I figure out what the vertex is, guys?
Solve for H and K.
Take the average of the
You take the average of the what?
y values.
Why the y values? Because it's on the y-axis, right? Your parabola is opening up and down. Your vertex is equidistant, same distance from the focus to the directrix. Well, the focus is at 0, the directrix is at 4, so where's the vertex? No, it's in between. Equidistant means in between. So it's right here. Oh, these colors don't show up on this PowerPoint. Is that better? So what is that point right there?
0,
It's at 0, 2. That's my H, that's my K. It opens like this. So I can say x minus what? 0 squared equals 4p y minus 2. How far is the vertex from the focus? 2 units. Good. 2 units in which direction? Down. That makes it negative. So you have x minus 0 squared equals 4 times negative 2 times y minus 2. So there's 2 ways you could write this. If you wanted to leave it as x minus 0, I'm fine with that. Or, how else could we write it? Just x squared? Yeah, that's fine. Either way. I'm fine either way. But computation-wise, guys, this is not hard. It's a matter of methodically thinking through. And if a lot of you, not a lot, I shouldn't say, but many of you like to just do everything in your head, that's probably not the greatest plan. You should probably write down as much information as you can to make your life a little easier. Does that make sense? What's up?
Where did you get the negative 2 that you multiplied the 4 by?
Because how far is your vertex from your focus? It's 2 spaces. How far is your vertex from your directrix? It's 2 spaces.
Okay.
And I made it negative because your parabola opens towards the focus, so it's opening down. Very good question. All right, we done? Okay.